Alright, I can't decide if this card was great or totally sucked ass, to be honest. A lot of shocks though, which we will get into. Most eventful for being the first card in a long time to have no outright horrific robberies, so that's a victory in itself, I guess. Not like the judges had a chance though, decisions were at a premium. Let's get into this. I should feel dirty for taking this one, but I do not. I swear to God, when they have two fat pieces of shit like this and the pace starts to slow, the cutmen need to start throwing dead fish in there to give them something to scrap over. This was fought at a decent pace eventually. Romanov had more volume and got two takedowns at the right moments in round 2 and 3. Wasn't as bad a fight as I was expecting, but still fucking terrible. We have seen Romanov's ceiling, and this is it. He slowed a little in the third, but looked slightly better than when he got blasted by Volkov and quit. Nailed the pick at plus 2.5, was plus money, easy shit. Oh my god, just wake me up when it's over. This fight fucking sucked. We all knew it would. Karolina has 3 wins in a row at flyweight. Think about that. Both these women are sloppy, they're both crap. Normally I'd be surprised to see Petrovic again after such a horrible performance, but I bet she gets another chance to put us all to sleep. Has no understanding of position to set submissions up, poor takedown defense, zero jiu-jitsu, demonstrates the golf in the regionals and the UFC in arguably the UFC's worst division. On the plus side though, I cleaned up again massively, and that's really what matters here. They make me annoyed winning money, and I love money. Just give me that W and let's move on. Next. Now the card starts. Alright, I told everyone that Brener was a harder fight than Malarkey. I did not realize how correct I would be. What a warrior. Brener was winning the first round, landing 2 takedowns and being a lot more active on the feet. He was beautifully mixing things up, and Guram looked really rattled. Guram did end up taking the round though, in my opinion, by landing damaging blows with 30 seconds to go, including a check elbow that busted Brener up. Second round, it got even crazier. Guram landed slashing elbows on the ground that instantly split his head open like a coconut. Brener looked like he was in a plane crash, but fuck me, it did not deter him from going for it. Third round, he took it to Guram, clubbing left and right, did not give a fuck. I was waiting for Guram to win this fight on damage as the fight played out, but out of nowhere, bam! Check left, right, to the neck. I thought it was a body shot the way Guram folded. How many parlays got murdered on this one? I said Brener would be fucking tough. I said don't bet on it, but thought Guram would edge it. Got closer than anyone else to a correct pick. This man is so good. Alright, this is a disgrace that this ended up being placed above the last fight. Wasn't that bad in all honesty though. I did pick Rosa, but she's extremely dumb. Santos dominated the first round with clinch control and landing enough to keep it from being separated. Rosa edged the second despite stupidly going in for clinches. When she had an advantage standing, couldn't figure that strategy out at all. They should have trolled and just made this for a belt. Like, why not? Rosa won the third pretty clearly for me by putting the gas on and having more output. Rarely is there a fair split decision in this sport, but this was it. If either woman had their hand raised, I don't think anyone would have complained. Wasn't horrible, but after the war we just had, major buzzkill. I'll take this W as dirty as it feels. Considering how many times I've been robbed at gunpoint by the UFC judges this year, I deserve it. Okay, whoever booked this one is a real scumbag. Wilson did not belong in there. He did cause a moment of danger when he got Brito into a knee bar. I've been in 1 or 2 and they are not fun. Brito stayed composed and smashed his face on the ground. Celebrated like he beat Volkanovski though, which was kind of embarrassing. This was a pounding, a thrashing, a beating. Not much else to say. Easily the lock of the card. He called out Dan Ige. I thought he said fuck you Yair. It was actually fuck you Ige. Then he called him an excellent striker and said he wants to fight in Brazil co-main event. I must admit this made me laugh. Ige's not going to fight down and would fuck him up. I think he threw in a call out of Alex Caceres as well, who I reckon beats him up as well. Whatever. Nice fight. This was an easy W. Alright, I said Lee was not a welterweight. The heavily padded knees did make me feel confident in my pick though. So much talk about how humble he is now. No, I saw none of that. He's still a bit of a cock, and this was an annihilation. Kevin Lee took a hard right about 30 seconds in, which dropped him. Then Fakhredinov almost giddy choked him to death. Seriously, I thought he was gone. Grand opening, grand closing for Kevin Lee. He will be cut again. He got mollywopped in less than a minute. This was a really tough match to come back in on though, but the UFC hates him and probably just wanted to prove a point. He had zero offense and got absolutely bonked. He is cooked. Alright, I got 2-1 on the Sultan, and I think I'm in love, man. So many wet wipes picked Ferriera, and I didn't really understand it. This man, Ruziboev, has had a million fights. He's had triple the first round finishes than Ferriera has had pro fights. He caught a low calf kick about a minute or so into the fight, then smashed him right in the face. Knew it was over the way Ferriera landed on the back of his coconut. End of the fight, it looked like someone had shot Ruziboev in the leg from the bleachers. He had a massive hole in his calf. This was over fast, and it's a finish that's really worth rewatching. 33 wins by finish this man has. My G was absolutely choked up at the end, which even warmed my black heart. Fantastic debut performance. Alright, this one killed my card boner, I'm not gonna lie. Bonfim let Saint-Denis kick the shit out of his stomach in the first minute, which of course is going to have an effect. He must have been juiced on adrenaline or something. Bonfim did manage to have some great moments after that, but Benoit landed a takedown and eventually found a choke with seconds left to go in the first. What a waste of a promising debut this was. I think Bonfim's going to learn from this, but this was so avoidable. He's way more skilled, but clearly way dumber. Bird brain moron. He is the better fighter, I still believe, but he really shit the bed here. First of my 2 parlays destroyed, and I was not happy. Why does everyone at flyweight fight like it's a goddamn sparring session? I'm really tired of this shit. It's like we had great fight men, shit fight women, and it just went up and down the card. It really fucked up the momentum. I'm not saying this was the worst fight ever. They showed some semblance of striking technique. It's just not enjoyable to watch, and yeah, fuck this. Gatto landed in the clinches with knees up the middle. She won the first 2 rounds, I thought. Third was a lot closer. Gatto used the jab and leg kicks, and Lipski had slightly more impactful combos. Yeah, I'm done here. You don't care. Why should I? Lipski is wank, and Gatto made this robberyable. So when Lipski won by split, I wasn't exactly surprised. Let's just move on and pretend this never happened. Alright, I'm convinced. Kind of. Morales showed a lot in this one, and it's easy to forget he's 24. Excellent chain defense when the takedowns were attempted, and a great awareness of cage control and distance management. He clapped that jab out there that really troubled Griffin, and showed he's explosive and willing to go for it. Griffin had a chin and did well to survive, fair play to him. Morales will have to learn to be a bit more poised and less reckless, as better guys are going to catch him, but he's young, powerful, and I expect him to get a jump up in the next one. I called him to win this one 29-28. He won 29-28. Good fight and a nice win to have on his record. Passed a tough test here. Alright, I said Dawson was not that good, and yeah, I fucked that one up. I went for the distance play, but I expected better from Ismagulov. Dawson has improved vastly in his stand-up, and that really set up his elite level abilities in the takedown and transitions on the ground. I'm a fan of wrestling when it's fucking good, and this was exceptional. Total domination. Cardio issues seem to be a thing of the past for Dawson. This win was very impressive. Dawson could be an issue at this weight class. Seems like a good lad as well. Bit cringy, but whatever. Ismagulov will have better days if he does continue, but he got abused on the ground here. Great win. The Ferguson call-out was a bitch move, by the way. He might get Dariush off this performance, though. Alright, trolling walkout music by Strickland. This motherfucker does not stop, and he didn't in the octagon either. Magomedov is embarrassing. Don't get me wrong. The cardio is a complete joke. How the hell do you dedicate your life to this and lose cardio that quickly? As we all predicted, he had 1 round in him and he was fucked. This makes the PFL look even shitter than it already does. After losing the first round, Strickland came out and just beat the shit out of him. walked him down, banged away, and it was clearly over 30 seconds into the second. You could see Magomedov just had given up. He eventually crumbled, and Strickland just mounted him and smashed away at the end of the round. Ref mercifully called it off, probably a little bit late. Has Strickland leveled up, or does Magomedov suck that hard? Honestly, I think it might be the latter, and I absolutely love Strickland. He probably deserves a top 5 again after this. The first and only Chinese champion, as he called it, Adesanya, was both inaccurate, obviously because of Weili, but still funny. I love Strickland. He's both a cunt and somehow a nice guy. Go figure. This was easy work for him. Alright, so my record now is 164.80. I cannot seem to get above that 67% mark, despite having only one losing card this year. I'm going to need a flawless card or two to really bump that up. We've got International Fight Week next week, which is a really exciting one. I can't wait to get to that. Again, thanks to everyone who is tuning in and here. Much appreciated. And yeah, have a great week. And I'll see you on probably Tuesday for a breakdown of the card on International Fight Week.